This is your 2021 Kia Stinger Top Trim GT Limited carryover model from last year, with the one exception being this beautiful neon orange paint job. It is exclusive to Canada, and I promise if you get this, you will never lose your car in the parking lot. I'll do a quick Quirks, Perks, and Irks, as most of it's going to be the same as what you have already seen through me. So a nice clean front end, tiger nose grille. You get your radar right here, nicely hidden, and your front camera, which needs a bit of a cleaning. I love the turn signals up front. You get 9 bulbs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Day runners cast a really nice pattern, and of course your LED headlights. Taking a look at the wheels, I love the rims. Just nice, clean design. I don't care that they kind of feather out at the ends. It's just a nice, clean look. Big Brembo brakes because, well, with this much power, you definitely have to have stopping power. Fake vents up top, no one really likes them. I don't like them particularly. It adds a cool aesthetic to the car, but I would rather it be functional than there at all. Side profile, it looks really sharp, especially in the orange. Black used to be my favorite color for the Stinger, but now that I see it in orange, I would absolutely get this if Kia Canada said, hey Jay, why don't you take one of these permanently? Going around to the rear, nice amber turn signals, and they are LED. You get your quad tailpipe split into 2, so it's, I guess for those of you that need symmetry in your life like I do, it is well taken care of. And you get a nice clean design around the rear. The day runners, your rear day runners just cast that nice pattern around the exterior. And if you're new to the Stinger lineup, yes, it's a power trunk, and it's kind of got fastback, so it's the glass that lifts up as well as the lid. So lots of space back here. Seats to go down, so you have even more space, and it's nice because if it was just the trunk lid, you only get an opening, I don't know, like maybe around here, but the Stinger is very, very functional. And we'll close that up with the one-touch button. Good look at the rear quarter. Let's go inside and take a quick refresher. Inside, in addition to the orange paint job on the outside, the floor mats say Stinger in orange, and the perimeter is nicely lined in orange as well. Everything else is going to be the same here, so you have the nice flat bottom steering wheel, the beautiful black leather seats with terrific thigh bolsters and supersized side bolsters. Alliteration for the win, right? GT embossed into the headrest. Really, really nice move there. We'll just take a quick seat and a quick spin around things. So you got your analog dials bookending the digital in the middle, and you just push this button right here. It gets you all sorts of different information. You got a lap timer as well, and your G-force, because, well, it's a Stinger and it goes really, really fast. I would have thought for 2021 that there would have been the massive infotainment system. I think it's going to come for 2022. Because I know that the Sonata has it, I know that the K5 has it, and I'm pretty sure the G70 is going to have it, and those are all similar cars to this, so it's still good. Nothing's wrong with it, just evolution of design. It'll probably go from here and end up somewhere around here. You get your 3 vents right there. I've always liked that. It's so non-traditional, it just really, really stands out. And again, in typical Kia form, excuse me, you get your hard touch buttons, and yes, these light up at night once the lights are on. Well, the lights are on now, you can kind of see that, but it lights up nicely in white at night. And your hard touch buttons, wireless charging is here, different power sources. And if you don't like it, or you don't want to see it, just push that closed. And no, somebody scratched that. No, it was not me. Gear shifter, it's funnily shaped, and I don't know. I would have preferred just more of like a rectangular shape as opposed to this. Like it feels comfortable in your hand because it kind of goes down and your hand just kind of rests like that. But I don't know, it's a little peculiar. Drive modes are sitting here. I'll give you a quick look before we talk about them on the road. So there's 5. There is custom and sport and comfort, eco, and smart. I don't think a lot of people are going to go too far off the normal path. So the comfort path, but if you put it in sport, you get tons of power, and it feels really, really good in your hands and beneath your right foot. Quick dip down. I've always liked doing more with less. So this single little bendy, not bendy thing, lever shift switch thing. Sorry, I'm losing my words. Controls your heated and your cooled seats. So back for cool and forward for heated, and you get your heated steering wheel, the view. Automatic start, stop, off, and your passenger also gets heated as well as cooled seats. Let me get my hand out of the way there. Aside from that, it's a pretty standard layout. Again, you've seen it for the past few years. I believe the Stinger came out in 2018. Yes, you do have, it's not quite a panoramic sunroof, but I can tell you that it's bigger than the traditional thin rectangular one, which would end, I'd say it would end right around there normally, but you get a little bit of extra light for up top for your front passengers, and it doesn't really go down to the rear passengers, but some light beats no light. At least that's what that's what works for me. Let's do the drive in the 2021 Kia Stinger. Same engine as last year. It's a 3.3 liter twin turbo V6, and that puts out 365 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque, all through Kia's 8-speed automatic transmission. There is no option for manual this year, same as there wasn't in any of the other years, and I really would be thoroughly floored and surprised if there is a manual option for the next generation. I don't see it. There's no demand for it, and Kia has done well with the Stinger as an automatic-only vehicle. So, a little sad on the personal side, but it's a business decision. It's a financial decision, and that's what has to happen. But let's go back to how great the car is. Just a little quick burst right there. Just that's it. Like you saw the thing speed up through the window beside me. And that was just a gentle tap on the accelerator. The car is so fast. The cornering, the handling are done with such precision and such ease. It's got a fantastic turning radius, so it's easy to park, whether you're going into your own driveway, an underground parking spot, in a crowded shopping mall. It's not really crowded anymore, but in a grocery store parking lot, let's say. I don't see as many as I would like. There's one in my neighborhood, and I always kind of just walk extra slow as I'm passing it. Fuel consumption, yeah, it's a little high, but consider what you're driving. It's the twin turbo V6 with nearly 400 horsepower and nearly 400 pound-feet of torque. If you want something with a little better fuel efficiency, then look into an entirely different vehicle. But for what the Stinger is and what it does and what it can do, it's wonderful. I took the Stinger from Mississauga to Kingston and back over the span of 24 hours. And I gotta say, long drives in the Stinger are done with absolute ease. Zero driver fatigue. I didn't have to shift like this or like this. I didn't have to move my seat. I found my setting and I kept it there. And through the drive, I drove from 9 o'clock until around midnight to get there. And as a contrast, I drove home from Kingston at around 4 o'clock, and I knew I'd get stuck in Toronto rush hour traffic. And I did that on purpose. I wanted to see if the driver fatigue would show up in stop-and-go traffic, and it didn't. So I would absolutely, thoroughly recommend doing longer road trips in the Stinger. It's so comfortable. The seats have a lot to do with it. The bolsters are great. The comfort's great. It's the premium Napa leather and heated seats, cooled seats. So regardless of what time of year you're doing your road trip, if you do one in the Stinger, I think you'll be extremely comfortable and you won't have to adjust at all. Just kind of get in, set your seat, and go to your destination. You get two options, well, 2.5 options right now for the Stinger. You can have the GT, which gets you most things. You can have the GT Limited, which gets you almost everything, and then the GT Limited in the neon orange, which is what this is, just adds the extra paint job, and the price point, I believe, is $51 and a bit to get this vehicle the way it is. If you don't want the exclusive to Canada orange paint job, I think that drops it by a few $100, and if you wanted to go just GT, I believe that's mid-40s. I would go with this top trim GT Limited in orange. I'll put a list on the screen as to what you get with the GT Limited, and to me, it's worth it for the few extra bucks per month for your payment. You can't go back to the dealer and say, oh, I want the GT, but I also want these couple of things, as opposed to everything. And for me, with the Stinger, you've got to be all in. It doesn't change the fuel consumption figures. It doesn't change the horsepower, the torque, or the engine, or the driving feel. You just get more, and yes, you're paying a little more, but the value you're getting and how you can experience it every day, to me, that's worth the extra few bucks. I'm going to wrap it up for the 2021 Kia Stinger. If you got any questions on the vehicle, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to get you answers as soon as possible. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. I really do appreciate the support. Be well, be healthy, be safe, and I'll be back sooner than later with my next review.